And then after that, I'm just going to shut the door and connect the chat.
All right. Can you bring the ashtray for John, if you remember, please?
All right. So we're live, so you can share that one too. And rolling on video, rolling on audio.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna light a joint. Hey, thank you so much. I like the fact that it's also a boutique. You know? It is classy. It is.
Yes, sir, man.
Oh, yeah, without further ado.
No introduction was necessary, though. I know that.
Let's let that play for a little bit.
You know
Why
what this
not?
is, nigga, the Avenue.
That's some music by yours truly, man. Mr. Avenue 612. Let that go one time for him, Gabe. Since day one. Gotta know they from day one. Find a way, better make one. If the cake don't come, I don't know nothing. Been a misfit ever since day one. Couple homies gotta know they some K1. If you can't find a way, better make one. If the Jakes come, tell them I don't know
talking with
nothing.
it muted. Hey, everyone who might be joining us. We're going to be starting the show here in about 20 seconds, so if you don't mind sharing it out to your group, if you want to interact, tell us, get in on the conversation.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead, comment below the video, and we'll put it up on screen.
No
So
introduction was necessary.
appreciate you watching. We'll be starting in a second.
You know what this is, nigga, the Avenue. Smoking this nigga, let me outside. Look.
All right, guys, I'm just connecting the live chat.
Misfit ever since day one. Couple homies gotta know they some day ones. If you can't find a way, better make one. If the Jakes come, tell them I don't know nothing. Been a misfit ever since day one. Couple homies gotta know they some day ones. If you can't find a way, better make one. If the Jakes come, tell them I don't know nothing, man. Usually the worst case. How I start last, ended up in first place. And I'm thinking back about my perk days. So I celebrate now like a birthday. And it's no way that I'll ever go back. Been stepping on shit like a doormat. Still so much game, need a low jack. I'm the last of my kind and it's no cap. So I trap out everything I walk in. And I turn up spots, blue dolphins. And I really kill shit, no coffins. And I'm, man, no coffin. Hold up, excuse me, pardon. Got a present cause I couldn't get a pardon. I ain't trying to get parts, I need all in. Cause I'm balling.
All right, guys, we're good to go. It's all yours whenever you're ready.
Well, let's do it then. Without further ado, we would like to welcome you all to episode 4 of the MNPotcast. I am one of your hosts, Mr. The Avenue 612. With me, as always, my prestigious co-host.
It's me, Johnny St. Cloud.
And
of course.
if you guys did not keep up on all of the previous episodes up until now, doesn't matter, because today we got a special guest with us. It is the one and the only Mr. St. Paul Cannabis himself. David, what's going on, fella?
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure, man. This is the man behind the plan. If you follow us or keep up with us on any social media platforms, you've seen us visit his shop. What, I'm coming in about weekly now just to come in, you know what I'm saying, talk shit,
time.
swallow spit, you know. We appreciate all the love and hospitality. Definitely. It's most appreciated, man. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Johnny, what we got going on, man?
Well, today, guys, we're going to go ahead and ask some questions that everybody's been asking us. I am not the best with the explanations. A lot of people have questions.
Me either.
And I figure, who else would I come to? You know, I go to the man who has the information when I have questions about cannabis. This is a well-informed gentleman. And, I'd like to get right into them questions, if that's okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, David, my first question for you, and I got them kind of written down here.
Oh, great.
This is some professional shit, by the way.
Yeah, guys.
Getting
No,
this
we're not
going,
playing
man.
today, man. Yeah,
This is the first time, guys.
Yeah, this is our special guest, man, and it's definitely an honor. So, yeah, we got to
Thank
do
you.
it right.
Appreciate that.
David, first question. Who are you, and what is it exactly that you do?
My name's David Mendelia. I own St. Paul Cannabis in St. Paul on Snelling Avenue in Selby. We sell what's currently legal in terms of the edible market. As of last year, the accidental legalization of THC in food.
Yes.
I've been doing that for a while. It's not my first store that I've opened, and yeah, it's going well.
Okay.
How long you been over there at St. Paul Cannabis now?
You know what is that? In 3 days, it will have been 6 months.
Oh man,
Yeah.
half of the
Beautiful.
year mark. That's
I know,
what's
just
up.
like that.
Salute.
It
Flew
feels
by?
like just yesterday.
Yeah, I'm already knowing, man. I'm already knowing. It's
We're having a
lovely
big
place.
sale.
Yeah, you guys hear that? It's a sale going on. So
All week long.
yeah,
Yep.
go into St. Paul Cannabis. Visit our friend David over there. Again, that's on Snelling Avenue, 193 Snelling Avenue.
You got it.
Yes, sir. Right off Snelling, on Highway 94.
Right off 94, yeah.
Right off
Yep.
94.
Great
Super
location.
accessible.
Man,
Yeah.
right there off the highway next to the gas station, Holiday, a block away there.
Yeah, you got
There's
Holiday
some
right
landmarks.
there.
One's
Whole
in
Foods.
Barley's or Whole Foods right
Yep,
across
Whole
the street.
Foods.
And there's a little like locksmith shop or a little something next
Yep.
door. So yeah, give you a couple landmarks. You can't miss it. Go take a visit.
It's a great corner to visit too. You know, there's a lot of vintage shops there. There's a lot of nice places to eat. It's worth stopping by that area. You know, before I found that space, I had shopped in that area many times. There's a vintage store around the corner called Everyday People that has been there for, I think, over 20 years.
It's always live and festive when we go over
Yep.
there. And yeah, as soon as we walk in, it's always 3-4 customers in there of every walk of life. I just literally sit there and just bask and watch like the different customers come in and the questions they have and the answers you give, and it's just a beautiful thing to see, man. I just sit there and soak as much
always a
knowledge as
blessing.
I can. Yeah.
Speaking of your sales and products, can you give us a little bit of information as far as what is Delta 9? What is Delta 8? What? Because I really don't know
Hell
too
yeah.
much of the
Break it
difference.
down for the people
That's a good
in
question.
your best.
I know the answer is probably changing a lot, but you know, if you can kind of give me,
Due to the fact that
You know.
there's so many like misinformation about THCA and Delta 9 and all that. So give it to the people. They need to know. We've tried our best and it hasn't been quite enough. So we need it straight from the man himself.
It's a lot.
Yes,
it's
sir.
a lot. So in 2018, Trump passed the Farm Bill,
okay,
right? And the Farm Bill was what enabled us to farm hemp.
Okay.
Because before that, you couldn't even grow hemp, you know, for an industrial application, for example. And what that bill does is it defines hemp, and when it defines hemp, it defines it as having less than 0.3% Delta 9 THC. And Delta 9 THC is the psychoactive component in weed as you smoke it.
Okay.
So when you smoke weed, you're turning THCA into Delta 9 THC.
Okay.
So the buds in front of us, you can't eat and get stoned. They're filled with THCA. THCA isn't psychoactive. That's why
Therefore,
you cook bud before
you
you
have
cook
to-
with bud. You have to burn it. You have to
Decarb
heat
it, right.
Yeah, you're decarbing it.
Come
And
on
most
now.
people, when I'm explaining what THCA is, most people understand when I ask them, have you made edibles at home?
my bad.
And
Joe.
what were the steps that you went through? Well, you cook the bud 1st. You're decarbing it.
Well, also, I mean, it's kind of, you would think it would be more common knowledge. You know, you can't physically
eat
grab
bud and
this.
get high.
I can't grab this
People
and be
think
high,
you
know?
get pulled over some back in the day and you eat a zip of weed or something.
Yeah,
you're just
you
gonna
think
be
something's gonna happen.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
You're
like
gonna
that.
fucking have the worst shit of your life because it's all fiber
It's-
trying to
yeah,
eat an
it's
ounce of
gonna be
nuts.
tough, man. You know,
It's gonna be good for you.
It's not. Yeah. Yeah,
All right, I wanted
It's-
to thank you for clearing that up because me personally, just to be honest with my viewers and with everybody, when Delta first came out, I was like, this isn't gonna get me high.
Right. You
This
think
one-
most people.
you hear Delta
most
9.
Majority of you all's
And then-
views is that. No, just simply that this isn't gonna do it. I don't want this. Delta 9 can't get me to
Yeah.
where I'm trying to go because I smoke the best Zaza in the world, and I don't.
Yeah.
And that's just that's totally not the case for people.
And when we sold Delta 8 products, how I helped the customers understand what they were buying. Because when we did that at the store that I helped open previously, people would come in and they'd leave thinking that what they bought was CBD. And you had a lot of
we get that as well.
Nightmare experiences where people, they ate the Delta 8 and then I was really high and uncomfortable and I had a bad time because I thought it was CBD. Well, what is it really? It's Delta 8 THC. It's the same molecule at its core as the Delta 9 THC that you get from smoking real pot.
Right.
So part of your expectation has to be managed when you're thinking about Delta 8 or Delta 10, that it is a THC. It's going to perform similarly.
First and foremost.
So you probably shouldn't give it to someone who
Isn't
doesn't
looking for
know
THC.
or isn't looking to get high.
Right.
Because as much as you say, again, I have a tolerance. I smoke real weed all the time. Well,
Fantastic.
you're still going to feel stoned.
Here's this caramel that's 15 milligrams CBD and 15 milligrams of Delta 9
THC, right? Yep.
So, yeah, my first real experience with a Delta, a buddy of mine said, "Have you ever tried it?" I said, "No, never tried it." He says, "I got some Moon Rocks, Delta 9 Moon Rocks, and I got a Delta 9 cartridge, and I got them from a gas station.
Were they Delta 8 or Delta 9?
I believe they were Delta 9s. And, I mean, honestly, it could have been Delta 8. When I'm thinking about it, because it's up in the air.
I see a lot of products now, like at head shops in town, that claim to be Delta 9 products, but of course what that would tell you is that they're selling real weed,
Right.
which
Man.
is probably still illegal. I'm pretty
We
sure.
here at the MN Podcast are giving you all so much free game. You guys got to hold, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. There's nobody that's given, not too many other reliable sources that is breaking this down into relatable and more understandable context than us. Like, this is free game, man. And if you know the games to be so not told. And this is to you all from us, free of charge. You know what I'm saying? So.
Just a little gift from
Say-
Uncle Johnny.
Can I ask one thing, guys?
Yes, sir,
Because
absolutely.
I'm an enormous fan of the Delta products. In fact, like, I was not a big smoker or whatever, and basically, like, to me, I truly cannot tell a difference because I'm not a whatever expert smoker by any means, but I've fallen in love with it. But and maybe you kind of said this in your answer, but I'm not sure if I follow exactly. Not referring to the chemistry necessarily, but what is the practical difference between Delta 8 and 9 as far as the feeling?
There is a difference. It is a potency difference.
Okay.
The compensation that you find in most products, though, is that there's so much Delta 8 in a single gummy typically that it would be more or less difficult to get a huge grasp on that lesser potency, because if you eat 5 milligrams of Delta 9 THC and are trying to compare it to 20 or 50 milligrams of Delta 8, it's going to be difficult. And the other problem with that is that most Delta 8 edible products contain Delta 9 THC. The gummies that we previously sold at the shop that I had helped open were 25 milligram gummies. They were
Per gummy?
of Delta 8. Of Delta 8.
Yeah.
But what was really in them was a ratio of Delta 8 and Delta 9.
Gotcha.
Is it so
you were
difficult
getting
to separate those? Because they're like a...
I think what people usually end up with is that it probably doesn't matter.
Okay.
And that's kind of the funniness of the hemp industry, is that, if you're selling someone gummies that are 5 milligrams Delta 9 and 20 milligrams Delta 8, and they work and the people like them, you're not going to experience pushback. There's not going to be turbulence
Point
from the
blank.
consumers.
Point blank.
And so there's not going to be turbulence with your purchasers who are buying them and selling them. Everyone's just going to be happy.
Is it
and
just
they're
a-
going to know that it mostly works.
Is it just a difference of processing and extraction? Delta 8, Delta 9? Or are we talking complete different structures as far as the chemical is concerned?
They're different.
Okay.
Some of the more nuance of how you get there is beyond the scope of what I know.
Okay. I'm just curious
In
because...
theory, they should be easy to separate.
Right.
But I can see how you'd largely just get lazy and not care.
I think is when I ask that, I think to myself, when you say, like, they're finding Delta 9 in these Delta 8 products.
Yeah.
And not getting a lot of pushback. In my mind, I'm thinking, is there a different way to process it where they're like, it will more likely be determined that this will be this versus Delta 9? Like when they're talking about like Delta 10, which, I mean, at this point now I'm ready for Delta 11. I want to try them all.
Like an iPhone.
Yeah, I want
No, that's
the
like
newest one
outside the
every time.
spectrum, I think, is like our little pay grade and knowledge. But No, I mean, it's a vast amount of like just knowledge in general, and even on top of this knowledge, I'm almost positive that you guys want to, you know what I'm saying, go out and, you know what I'm saying, now rethink a little bit about those purchases you've made or plan to make in the future regarding the Delta 9 products. And furthermore, specifically though, David, what is this here? Cream soda.
This is pretty
St. Paul
exciting.
Cannabis.
Yep, we did a little collab
Okay.
with Crested River.
Okay.
They're out of Morgan, Minnesota. We carry their products now.
Mm-hmm.
They do a great job.
Someone
And they,
just shouted them out. I think. Yep. They got a
I see
nice
a
little.
product that they did sitting over there actually.
Oh, they're everywhere.
That's another white labeled product that they do.
They
Yep.
everywhere. Y'all never there.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Mhm.
And in their line of sodas, there wasn't a cream soda. So we've got this
Perfect.
cream soda. There you go.
Crested Rivers times St. Paul Cannabis cream soda. And what is the THC?
10.
10 in the
Yep.
can.
10
Take
in the
that,
can.
splash that with some of that Ocean Wave. What
the
mango,
blue
Ocean
mango.
Wave? You know how we did last episode and reviewed that? Yeah, that's perfect for you right there.
And I got the unflavored ones too now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Try
Y'all
and
got to go
Up the
visit.
versatility.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So-
really put it in anything.
What is the difference? So I buy it kind of all over, right? Like I buy gas stations, Delta 8, and I buy from head shop kind of stuff. What do you suggest? Like, what is the difference, practically speaking, do you think?
Partially who's
Or,
making it.
Like, what's the difference between yours, for instance, and a gas station, Delta 8?
Well, we
Or
don't.
is there-
So we don't carry Delta 8 at our shop.
Okay, sorry.
With just Delta 9 products. So just real THC, right? Delta 9 real
Okay.
THC. And I always tell people, when you're buying Delta 9 products, you're buying the same THC that you'd buy in any rec state. The limits here are different. If you're in a compliance store, you're going to only be able to purchase 50 milligram containers.
As opposed to like out west, and it would be something like
Usually 100, 200 would be pretty normal. The gas station stuff that you'll find that's Delta 9, some of it might be great, some of it might not be great. It's just a less curated selection. And so I try not to tell people a lie and say that, it's all poison or something. Largely what the gas stations carry is similar to what we carry. In fact, sometimes at some of the gas stations or head shops, like the one near me where I live, they actually carry compliant 50 milligram containers right next to very non-compliant 1,000 milligram containers.
Yeah, same with
And
similar with the
I wonder why they bothered carrying any of the compliant
that
stuff.
part. If you just got all of the non-compliant
Here's
stuff.
50 milligrams for 25, here's 1,000 for 40, and it's like,
Right.
So a lot of it's probably fine, but it's right next to stuff that we know is not fine. The stuff you really would want to avoid if you're shopping indiscriminately is vaporizing any of the stuff that ends in O. HHCO, THCO. These ones are very problematic to heat up and inhale. And that's where you get into the lack of curation in a lot of shops where there's probably some stuff that's safe. There's probably some stuff right next to it that you
That's-
absolutely should not consume.
Point blank, period. That's
And
from
then
the man
it's
himself.
the milligram per serving problem too that can be a little risky. You're not going to die, but 50 milligrams of a psychoactive molecule in one gummy's more or less irresponsible.
To be
Right. You're gonna be fucked up.
You're gonna. And people will try to say it's an overdose off of it, and that's not the case.
Yep.
You've consumed more than just the normal amount.
Let
Like
me tell you guys, the other night, I made some cookies at home.
Liliana said, cream
Okay?
soda's a go to soda flavors. You got that
Hey,
for sure.
She knows that's right. For sure, you're right. I made some cookies, private batch, unregulated. Okay?
Yeah.
I just put them together. I had the first one, fine. Ate another one with some ice cream, and as soon as somebody's like, "How are you feeling from that edible?" It's like I fell into a fucking pit I could not get out of, and I thought to myself, I really wish I would have done some math before I fucking ate this. I really wish I would have just hit the calculator right quick. Like, oh
Yeah,
wait, maybe
crunch
just
some numbers.
Man.
Yeah.
Because when you're too far, you're
regulated
too
a little
far.
bit.
Yeah. You know.
So this is gonna throw you guys through a loop real quick. David, you want to hit this blunt?
No, I'm good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Oh man, when's the last time you smoked flower?
I haven't smoked flower or done any cannabinoids in something like 6 months. Yeah. I
From
know.
the THC store owner
It's
himself.
like a secret.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
the cat's
can't.
out the
It's the rule to say from part of the game when this wasn't as legal as it was.
Yeah.
You can't be using what you're. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely
But
understand.
I mean, I smoked every single day heavy for 10 plus years.
Absolutely,
You know, so there's no.
been through it.
I didn't miss out on
Didn't
anything. Yeah,
been through it.
And
Absolutely.
at the end of it, I was smoking around 2 to 3 grams of hash rosin a day.
And that's not flour for you guys. That is much more potent. So yeah.
No, and it's well overpriced. So
Yeah.
you can spend a lot of money
My
doing
goodness.
it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it makes me weak to even think. I know the pricing is
Yeah,
crazy.
Yep.
Yes. Well,
So,
And so why?
sabbatical, take a long break, reevaluate. Relationships with substances are interesting, and especially when they're really long term, I think you kind of want to consider an evaluation through a long break like that. And what else are you going to do?
Absolutely.
You know,
We're not
what year
young
is
no
it?
more.
2023. Yeah,
Yeah.
I smoked straight from 2012
Did it.
to now, pretty much.
yeah.
Did it.
So you know, and
I
you
hear
can
you.
go back to it. It's just right
It's
there.
not going nowhere.
It's not getting more expensive.
That part.
Yeah.
And if it does, that
It's
just
not getting
means you-
shittier.
Yeah.
It's getting better. It's getting cheaper.
You know?
It'll be there.
So
you know, if you
I
want to pick it
definitely
back up,
salute
you
that.
can.
I
Yeah.
definitely salute that.
Got a question from our viewers here. Serious question. Do you call it soda or pop?
I don't know. Where are you from?
That's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and then what part of Minnesota are you from?
If I'm in another state,
Can I get a pop?
like if I'm in
Can I-
Texas, I always say Coke because then they ask me what kind, and then I say Sprite. And I never am like, can I get a Sprite? I don't know why they look at me funny. I'm like, can I get a Coke? What kind do you want? Sprite, or Dr Pepper, or whatever other kind of beverage choices they offer.
Yeah, but do they call it soda or pop?
They call it Coke.
Oh, neither of the
Yeah.
two.
We call it pop here, don't we?
We do call
Yeah,
it
I
pop
think
in
it's
Minnesota.
pop,
Yeah.
I think in
Even
Chicago they
Coke.
call it soda.
Neither one feels like I say it very much. Soda or pop? Probably finna go get a pop. Yeah, pop.
Yeah.
I go to pop, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Minnesota thing. I
Like we
think it's
say pop.
definitely a regional like type of thing where you from or whatever, depending on shit. Soda pop, soda or pop.
Imagine the fucking guy who's saying fountain beverage. I'm gonna go get a fountain beverage real quick.
Man. So over there at St. Paul Cannabis, you guys' hours are you guys are open from when to when?
Every day, 11 to 9.
Oh man, 7 days a week. You can't beat that from 11 to 9. So like I said, like I'll keep saying, go check them out. Go peep some of their products over there. Yeah, show them some love and some support, and tell them the MNPotcast sent you.
I got a question for you. With the passing of legalization, I know some of the rules as far as hemp products are concerned were looked at. I'm not exactly sure what has been changed and or altered. I don't need direct quotes in regards to that. What are your feelings in regards to this?
Oh, I can tell you because it's pretty straightforward for the interim rule changes. And actually, this product right here was a last minute panic
Okay.
because I wanted this to be 20
Right.
milligrams. But the bill is very explicit that the new limit on beverages is 10.
Does it matter how many milliliters it is?
No. Anything that's a
Okay.
beverage is 10.
That's
Yep. We're still trying to find out where that ocean wave fits in
yeah.
And is
As a
that
mixer?
is that per package? Like,
per can, per container.
okay.
Yep. In edible form, it can still be 50, but it has to be in 5 milligram servings. And it's still not entirely clear to me
Yeah, where a syrup would
if
fit in.
if a serving can be instructional or has to be physical.
Got you.
So like, does it have to be scored?
Yeah, telling like this.
Then the mixer might not be so good.
Got you.
But if I give you a teaspoon scooper or a dropper with
Yeah.
it, is that okay?
Yeah.
It's all kind
Serving
of ambiguous
size.
right now. And
Mhm.
of course, you know, the irony of our scrutiny over all these little nuanced things is there's, you know, like we're talking about, there's still gas stations and head shops selling stuff way beyond
Right.
the nuance of like, oh
Legalities.
no, is our 50 milligrams a compliant 50 milligrams? Well, you
This
know, there's
definitely is not here.
thousands for sale in other places.
That part.
Other than that, it's going to put a tax on the products
Okay.
that starts July 1st, 10% tax on all these products.
Is now somebody had told me that was only if it's being imported.
No,
No,
that's
just
everything.
across the board.
The entire sale of hemp products in the state on July 1st gets 10% tax in addition to state and local sales tax. That puts us at the sum of 17.8 ish, I think.
Almost 18%.
Yeah, so we're trying to decide right now. I think what I'm going to do is shift prices like just slightly, and then eat the rest of it, and have the prices as marked, the exit price, just like they would do in an actual
Gotcha.
rec
Just
state. So when you
yeah.
walk into like your Colorado dispensaries that you
Gotcha.
visited, the price that you see is the price you pay, because otherwise the register shock is too difficult for most consumers. When I got
Gotcha.
to the red,
And
I went to
the
this.
price changes
Yeah,
from what
yeah.
it's priced
Yeah.
at this counter. Gotcha.
I thought I was at this one really great dispensary. I can't remember what it was, but prices seemed great. I get up to the register and then was like, oh,
Prices
fuck, like,
were normal and almost.
bad. They were
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, because the prices that were listed weren't half of what the rest of the prices
Total.
were. And so you get to the register and it's a bigger number than you
I hear you.
anticipated.
No, I
And
hear
you
you.
think,
That's the
I don't-
part
I
that
don't want
sales
any of
tax is
this.
crazy. We got another question on the screen real quick. What are the Avenue and Johnny's favorite things about St. Paul cannabis? What's your favorite part?
I'll be honest. My favorite fucking thing is when we go in there, and I get one of them. What are they called? Wild hairs. The
Those are
rabbits.
great. Yeah, those are 10s.
Man,
Which ones?
Remember them spread the lemon lime ones we got? They had that lemon lime. We poured it up
Skinny
the last
can?
episode.
Oh yeah.
Those
The
are my-
seltzers. Yeah, the seltzers.
Those are my fucking the seltzers.
Those things are.
I
yeah.
absolutely love those.
Yeah.
I mean,
a good
and I don't
product.
know if that's what you're asking, but that's what I'm saying.
Man, listen, when we go in there, due to the fact that there's so much hospitality and love, we're kind of allowed to like see some of like the intricate little like posters and like the old newspaper articles and just like pictures from, and there's books and high time magazines and things
my
like that,
God,
man.
the
Like
vault.
just that.
The vault of magazine,
He has a lot of like just nice. There's just a lot of like well kept items in there
History.
from what seems to be a very vast history of the marijuana culture. So I
Yeah.
just love to see that every time I go in there, I spot something new. If you keep up with my social media, there's a video of me just kind of panning the room at one point of just all of the different pictures in there, and it's a vibe, man. You gotta go check it out for yourself. Like I said, we back at 132%. Go check them out, man. It's a place to be.
I think my other favorite thing about when we visit is no matter what the situation is, we always get parking.
VIP, you know what I'm
not for
saying?
everybody.
No, that's velvet rope treatment, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
But you gotta, you know what I'm saying, first walk before you crawl, man. But yeah, no, like I said, we appreciate the hospitality over there so much, man.
We're going to have all those high times. I'm going to finish organizing them, and then my friend's building a nice magazine rack right now.
Lovely.
So that if people come in and they like
Flip
them, they
through.
can purchase them.
That's what's
Yep.
up. That's
Yep.
what's up. Yeah, so there's also, like you see our t-shirts right here. That's just some of the merch over there. You see the collab with the cream soda. There's his personal merch with there. And then there's also a vast variety of unlimited items, from chocolates to taffies to gummies to...
We're going to be giving those shirts away again
Okay.
starting this coming Monday.
Go support that.
Yep.
Go support that. Get you a shirt. Definitely they're celebrating, they said, the 6-month mark over there, and they're giving away free t-shirts. And I don't know about y'all, but I mean, it's always better if it's free, but we would buy it even if it wasn't.
That's right.
What's your favorite products, Casey? Like for someone who's never been there, is there something like that you recommend, or even, I don't know, for anyone, I guess?
You like the Excite?
I was going to say, I personally recommend the Excite, the whole variety of Excite products they got in there. Like I said, they got some caramels that are delightful. Those, I think, are a crowd favorite.
And actually, to talk about the bill and the passing of the bill, all that 15 milligram stuff is going to have to go too. Yeah, it's going to have to get dialed back into, like, even, I can see right here, we've got like our taffies.
Yep.
The Tutti Frutti birthday cake, cotton candy taffies. They're not going to let us do 15 milligram servings anymore.
Oh, man. Go back
People really
one,
like
Gabe.
those.
Time to do a private event.
Go back
Yeah.
to the previous screen and then click on the bottom right to the Tutti Frutti one real quick.
Actually, we're since we're kind of in the mid discussion of it.
Yeah, and if you could just scroll down and it says, what are those?
Some pop-up
45,
events that are possibly happening soon.
45
Puff
milligrams
Paint,
THC.
and
The
then
sum of
also
Scroll up a little
a,
bit for me.
pop-up
Yeah, so you
movies.
said that those ones gotta be dialed back because they'll be out of regulation.
Yeah. Yep. So what this will turn into is likely a 10-pack of 5 milligrams in the same flavor.
But for now, go over there and get you the packs that are on the shelf over there while you can.
Yeah. All next week, everything's on sale. 25% off the whole store, Monday to Sunday.
Man, we might go visit every day. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? If you guys wanna, you know what I'm saying? If you guys, okay, look, check it out. You guys tap in with us one time, and if you guys want to take, we can try to organize this like a personal trip for like one or two of our like valued supporters here on the Avenue 612
Members only.
podcast. And we'll slide over to St. Paul Cannabis with you, you know what I'm saying? Maybe in the next coming week and just check them out, you know what I'm saying? Possibly get you some free stuff, you know what I'm saying? We'll buy a couple things or whatever, just support the cause.
If I may interject.
Yeah.
With the launching of our Patreon, you will be able to come with us on a trip to St. Paul Cannabis. Come with your favorite hosts, Johnny St. Cloud and Mr. The Avenue 612. Come with us while we visit St. Paul Cannabis and try out some of our favorite products with you, the viewers. Only on Patreon. We don't have it yet. It's not made. I don't even have the fucking application downloaded yet. We're there.
We're there.
Let's
do it. Yeah.
Why don't we just up the ante and just pressure him right now to have us do a live podcast from there and bring some people in?
No, that'd be
Oh
fun.
man, we'll
That'd
definitely
be
try to
fun.
arrange it for sure.
I'm down.
Your future.
That'd
we
be
could do after hours.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, why not?
Beautiful.
that'd be super fun.
That'd be dope. Man.
Well,
Yeah.
see, guys, this is what you do. You got to leverage them when they're in
On the
public
spot,
Like this.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
This is
front-
probably as high as he's been on flower in
Yeah.
probably a
Right.
couple months at least.
What's so I got a maybe weird question, but with all this, with the legalization and all that stuff, are there any drawbacks for your business, or like where do you even see this business going in the future? Like, are you going to be carrying different products or
Flower
what I mean?
products.
Yeah.
Every day people come in and ask on, because August 1st is when things
Official.
change.
Mm-hmm.
And so they ask, are you going to have weed for sale on August 1st?
Point blank.
Well, bad news. The bill creates license types. It doesn't issue them.
Okay.
So we're looking at a year before licensing stuff is going to start to happen.
From the people who get straight on the jump from the first day.
And the bill talks mostly, well, not the bill, but the time frame that you see getting handed around is January 1st, 2025 for adult use recreational sales. So you might be in line, a long line, on January 1st, 2025 to buy some actual dispensary weed. So what that means for us now is that aside from stuff like the 10 milligrams and trying to stay within compliance for 5 milligram servings and the July 1st tax, everything kind of just stays the same until something actually changes, which means we have to apply for a license just like anyone else would. And we may or may not get it.
What would be the reason you wouldn't get it?
It's not clear to me how many licenses they're going to give out.
Ah, okay. So,
So
it might be a cap on who and how many.
There might be a limit. It might be a lottery system.
So it may or may not.
I don't think we maybe have. I can't remember what their kind of main points are for priority.
Yeah.
I think
Who's-
one of them
who's-
that comes
yeah.
to mind is former cannabis felony,
Yeah, okay.
which I failed to get. Yep. So,
Good or bad,
Yeah,
at this
good or
point, it's still a
bad, right?
toss up.
yep.
So,
Oh,
there's-
sorry. Just before I forget, just to remind you guys, I've got that other client who does lobbying for it, and then but it's a lawyer who's helping people get their paperwork in order for it. Like she's specializing in that.
Yeah,
so.
you'll talk to me about
Yeah,
it. For
yeah,
sure.
I just
Definitely
wanna
got to
forget.
tap in with her.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And everybody else too as well. If you might need some assistance and you do got some little minor 5th degree felonies for like some small substance crimes, whatever the case may be, we may or may not have a lead for you to kind of get your paperwork in order if you are looking to get licensed to sell in the time that you just heard the man say, which is a little wind far out. But
That one's tough too. Hard to know who to give that money to.
you know,
Who to
because
kinda
if there's
think
still a toss up on who's getting picked and if there's a cap on it and everything, so you could do all the money and
Yeah.
legal things you got to do on your end and then still not being like, I got a question though that I don't want to forget. I've been seeing shops though that weren't per se selling flour before now, and they're already selling flower now.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing?
What are they doing? Yeah,
from what you know.
I see it around town, and it goes back to what we were talking about with THCA.
Right.
Because of what I said, the wording is in the Farm Bill about Delta 9 and THCA having to be heated to convert to Delta 9. It turns out most weed in your hand
starts to heat up.
Probably fits the definition of hemp. So if it were to fit the definition of hemp, then maybe technically you can just sell it. So I've seen a lot of tests where, it'll be 20 to 30% THCA and less than 0.3% Delta 9. Well, that's technically hemp. So what these places are selling is what they call THCA bud, which is a fancy way to say pot.
Right.
And what I have been advised, or at least in reading the opinions of some of the lawyers and lobbyists, it's obviously illegal. It's illegal. Don't do it. And that's kind of, a lot of it's about, if you really want a good shot at getting a license,
right,
you probably shouldn't break the rules in ways are stupid. So selling your customers real weed under the guise of it being compliant is probably not a good way to prioritize yourself in terms of licensing.
And you're grown people, so make your own choices, make the right choices. And
you can run it fast and do it. People are going to like it.
Right.
But is it worth the risk of not getting
non-longevity?
And that's the opinion of all the smoke shops. You visit the Hideaway in Dinkytown. They got everything.
Great place.
They probably don't give a shit about getting a license.
Point blank. Because they've been here this whole time.
Yeah. They're doing what they're going to do and
getting by.
Hey,
a lot of those people say they're going to do it till they're told or forced to stop.
Right. Take it from Johnny. Stop selling weed and telling people that it's hemp. Just knock that off. Stop it.
Yeah.
Cut it out. I don't want to see it.
I've got a weird one here for you. Have you guys seen any effect, the legalization, I guess, how do you see it affecting the black market, and have you seen any effects already?
We like to keep off the black market as much as possible.
I know you'd never break a little rule.
I'm not against rule breaking. It's just that in the things being so delicate right now, like we're all trying to at least stay in position that we're in, and if not, get into a better position. So, like anything going on to black market, we like to just
separate ourselves
from. So, like other than a little bit of flour, like we also have just as many edibles and things like that, infused gummies and all that for sale, because flower selling isn't legal.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm just saying, is there an anticipation of what it's going to do, or have they seen what happens in Colorado, things like that, I guess?
Yeah,
is it going to exist, or
in my experience, right, in my experience, I went to California in 2016. I went to California 2016 or 2017. I went both, actually, 2016 and 2017. Both times unsuccessfully trying to get weed from a store. Both times successfully got weed off Craigslist. Okay. And this is just the way it was back then, you didn't have secure links, you didn't have Telegram, you didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, Craigslist.
I had Craigslist, and I had a guy named Lucky show up and serve me a fucking quarter ounce. And being from Minnesota, I was kind of like, he handed it to me like this out in the open.
Yes.
And I was like, what are you doing? There's cops are right there. And he says, they don't give a shit about that. This is California, man. I mean, if you're talking gray market or black market and how that's going to affect people, I think the people bringing in 100 pounds of weed last year are going to bring in 100 pounds of weed in the next 5 years. They're going to consistently bring in 100 pounds of weed. What you're going to see a lot more of is gray market. You're going to see a lot of mom and pops popping up selling homemade cookies and edibles. You're going to see that. And I'm in full support of that. That's different. I don't really have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with, you go to a family reunion and Aunt Brenda's got a bunch of fucking brownies she knocked out from her shake that she's got left over from her prescriptions. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens, you know what I'm saying, play it by ear, and you know what I'm saying, we don't know what the future holds, and one day, at some point, we'll be operating something similar, or to the likes of Cali or Denver, or wherever it's just all the way recreationally legal. But Liliana tapped in, as she said, a little late, wants to know the strain and what we're reviewing today, and this is the Tiva Indica. Today, we're not actually doing restraint. We have a special guest here with us for you and anybody who might have tuned in a little late. We have David here from St. Paul Cannabis. He's a special guest. We kind of just been bouncing some questions off of him, getting some of his opinions, getting some of his facts in regards to all things Minnesota marijuana.
I do believe.
And if they have
smoking,
questions-
what was this big buds again? I forget.
Yeah, it didn't have a name. This one here was like a runch strain or whatever. No, this actually was the cookie cutter that I came across. This is a little special, you know what I'm saying? Dark purple buds or whatever. That seemed to be a crowd favorite.
Beautiful.
You guys let us know maybe like if there is a strain you want us to try to reach out and bump into up for an upcoming episode. Let us know. You know what I'm saying? Give us some of your favorite strains, and we'll do our best to maybe acquire them. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll come on the show and either review them straight on the show or give you like a weekly review of the past week or so.
Speaking
what
of
we came
favorite,
across. These are just awesome strains that we've came across this past couple weeks or whatever.
Speaking of favorite strains, David, can you think back in your memories of smoking a favorite strain that you came across, or one that you think sticks out the most in your memory?
Like the strain for you.
It's funny to think about that because it crosses over in a certain point in time in my life from thinking of flowers to thinking of concentrates. So I'll try and lump it all together and just kind of generically rattle them off. I like the fruity stuff. I really like Dutch Treat.
Sativas.
You know, I never paid any attention and never
Is that
discerned any difference.
Is that right?
Yeah, and you know,
From the man, that's crazy.
I
People
always
are
just
so caught up on what is this? Is
They
this
are.
You know, and it's mostly hybrid, I would hope or think, or the difference isn't very much off of a 50-50 split, but
mostly I pick and tell other people to pick by what they think smells like what they want to consume.
point blank period. You follow your nose wherever it goes.
I mean, do you like the way it smells or not? And then if you think that you like the way it smells, you should smoke that.
You said Dutch. What was the name of the first one?
Dutch Treat. This was very common, and I think I bought this in Washington State in 2015 or 16.
My bad, y'all.
It was pretty common to see around then. But that's the other thing, is that there's all these strains that pop into my head that were common at one point in time that you just don't see anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's a lot of like strains I miss, Kim Dogs, Train Wrecks, things like that.
Cheese.
Yeah, like
The blue cheese.
Yeah, blue cheese and like the real blue cheese. Remember when Minnesota was so saturated with like Blue Dreams and everybody
my
swore
God.
it was
Yeah.
that, and it just wasn't it.
Blue
at
Dreams
all.
and Mr. Nice Guys were
Yeah.
all over St. Cloud, everywhere.
Blue Dream's a high yielding plant.
Yeah.
It's a happy plant.
Yeah, there was a flood of that.
But the
back
most
in
recent strain that I was just absolutely in love with was some hash rosin by a guy. I think he might still be around. It's the brand Get Melted.
Okay.
And it was Taliman.
Okay.
And it was just delightful, fruity, high
I
quality.
can imagine why these people would keep doing
Nice.
this.
It was very nice. Thinking again about that question about the black market and the bill, the black market always stays.
Yeah.
It just shifts. And it's not hard to shift when, they overregulate, they overtax. Nothing has to change in the black market besides a few dollars for people to stay with the black market. And that's always how it goes, right? You go out to these states where it's legal. Where did I first buy weed in a legal state? At the bus stop.
Of course.
I bought some weed from an old guy at a bus stop.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was great. It was great pot.
I remember back, I can't remember. It was a while ago, though, and I had took just my mom had worked for Sun Country, so we used to just get a little family and friend flight. So we'd fly out to like a beach or something for the day, whatever the case may be. I remember flying to, San Diego, I believe. I was young. I had $20 or so in my pocket, 30 at the most. But yeah, we were just there for the day or whatever. So we got up and took the bus early or whatever to the mall for just to walk around and just do something for the day. So we had to go to the airport more or less. And there's nobody. It was so early. But the two people that I ran into, I'm like, where is the weed? And this girl is like, oh, I got some. I'm like, I have $20. Let me have whatever it is. And I'm counting down time where I got to get back on the plane. And back then it wasn't just so normal to be in Cali and getting on a plane smelling like weed or even having any weed on you. So I get the weed from her. It's the biggest bag of weed for a dub that I know I can't manage through it. And I'm with my mother and sisters, and then they don't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, we're in California. Long story short, I get back to Minnesota with it, and it was some of the best weed, mids, whatever, for $20 and 5-6 blunts of it. And it was superb weed, like way back then, like to this day that I remember the story like vividly. And it was, yeah, years, more over a decade ago, easily.
So I don't know if this is just because I'm a business owner, and so as a business owner, you're constantly, especially I'm in tech, so it's evolving, and so you're always having to think about what this business might look like in 5 years. Do you see, I don't know, like changes as far as different products or other, like what's the next substance, for instance, that might come into your shop possibly, or is that an option? Where do you see this business going with legalization, the stuff getting stronger? It just seems like a interesting, I don't know, thing.
Are you talking about other than marijuana products?
Yeah, just, he's running a business, so it's like, what, are you going to have to, with things getting legalized, it's getting easier to get at different places. How do you remain, a reason why people should come to your business? Like, that's how I think about mine, at least.
It's an interesting question.
Thanks,
like a lot of the
the
head shops, smoke shops, etc. have, what can you point to that comes to mind first? For me, it's Kratom. I think of Kratom as kind of the, it's
which I'm a big proponent of, actually, because I used to be a heroin addict.
I was going to say it's a somewhat similar to an opioid.
Right.
People leverage it as a way to get off of opioids.
We are definitely advocates for that.
Substitute opioid. So it's interesting to see it go unregulated in the United States because we consider most analog substances, if it acts like an illegal substance, it's illegal by definition.
Point blank, yeah.
So if you've got, some sort of analog to weed, like we saw Spice, K2 stuff, no good, gets booted. But for me, at this impasse, it's just a cannabis store, and I've kept it very narrow in that sense, even in the sense that there are gummies out there that put other things in them. Maybe like some of the more common, what they consider to be therapeutic mushrooms.
I was going to ask,
adaptogens, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You've seen a big resurgence. It was common in the 70s. I've got High Times, old High Times with Amanita muscaria in it. This bizarre, not psychedelic, but somehow intoxicating mushroom. I haven't tried it. I don't know much about it. But you're seeing it come back.
Yeah, very, very easy to misdose that.
Is it? Have you tried it?
No, I have not, because it's. I have not.
Say your mic's off.
Sorry, I have not, because it's due to the research that I've done. It can be easily mistaken for a different mushroom, and it's also a very, very potent mushroom. Very potent.
It's on my list of things to try.
It's the red and white one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
What kind is that again? Can you say that again?
Amanita
muscaria.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I guess, I didn't have it in mind when I asked the question, but that's exactly what I'm kind of wondering is if, I don't know if you pay attention to the laws and all that, but I've heard good things about mushrooms like that. They're starting to get kind of more accepted.
Yeah, no, if you haven't, we're advocates for, definitely microdosing, use some mushrooms, you know what I'm saying, on your day off, or, you know what I'm saying, use responsibly for sure. Over what you might choose if it's maybe a drink or something worse, you know what I'm saying, or if you're just not a big weed smoker, definitely tap into the mushroom. You know
I do microdose mushrooms.
Absolutely, yeah, no, health benefits.
From it.
Yeah, and me, it just, I'm an advocate for it. I've tried it, you know what I'm saying, I recommend it, if you're not big on weed and not trying to get just high, like.
Yeah, I don't feel intoxicated. I feel good.
Yeah, feel great.
And there are so many
there's
different signs now.
Come down. You're not going to be like hungover, whatever the case may be. After you're, it's not like that. Like this is like a natural herbal thing. So I definitely.
And a gram is not a microdose.
Please, for the record, people, you can't take a 1 gram. Like, and people talking about taking splitting a 3-5 between 2 people. Like, no way.
That's still a trip.
Ever.
Yeah,
like you, and especially the mushrooms nowadays. Like, no, you have to point it out, grind it up, and put it in a little capsule or whatever. But like,
you got
popping.
How do you guys feel about like people taking microdoses of psychedelics, if you will, of those kind of mushrooms, and then also following those up with like lion's mane mushrooms or these different medicinal? What's the other one? Reishi mushroom.
And to get back to his question about stuff you may carry in the future, I don't know enough about it yet.
Right.
When we start talking about lion's mane or reishi or any of the mushrooms, I don't feel like I know enough, and I don't feel like the research is maybe prevalent or strong enough for me to feel like I know for sure. Like
Such
this
a
is
limited amount of sources.
Selling it or like putting anything behind it or like backing it due to the fact that the limited knowledge that we have.
When they say there's science behind it, it's one fucking group. Or maybe 2 groups if we're lucky, you know? Like a secondary opinion on the first.
Research,
yeah.
Well, and I'm also waiting to try a mushroom. I've tried a few.
Yeah.
I've had some of the beverages that are infused with some of the therapeutic mushrooms.
They got that's
and
crazy.
some of the edibles. And until it does something for me, I'm not gonna tap into it.
Mushroom drinks.
I've had a chocolate bar. I don't remember eating the whole thing. I think I maybe only had a square, but I know that I had some raw. It was on a birthday event. We rented out a movie theater. So King Kong versus Godzilla was amazing. I don't recall even like the visuals of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were some, but it wasn't it was like really more of a giggly, I can't stop laughing. And why do I feel like I'm melting on the inside in a great way?
Yeah, no, if you know me and my experiences with the shrooms, and I will definitely, you know what I'm saying, whatever, promote it on my social media and all that, and I'll right with you, you know what I'm saying, let you guys, you know what I'm saying, experience them with me, and it's just a case-by-case thing, you know what I'm saying, you can always take more, you can't take less, and that's my thing. I just have gotten it to the point where I know how much I would like to take, and that's good for me. It might not be good for the next person, so just, you know what I'm saying, again, use responsibly. If you're not trying to go there, you know what I'm saying, then just dose it out a little better and be, you know what I'm saying, a little more safe.
Yes, I like the psychedelic mushrooms. Those ones I know do something. Yeah.
What for you guys who microdose? I don't know if Casey said he did too, but
yeah.
Do you are you doing it for depression? If you don't mind me asking,
Absolutely
or like what's your?
Not. I'm living my best life. I'm definitely not depressed. It just makes my good days great days. I mean, like if I'm not as busy as I am all the time, and I got some free time, I might get some shrooms and share with a friend, and we'll go through it from going to out in nature, you know what I'm saying, listening to good music or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and just vibing. And that's my thing. I'm about positivity and good vibes, and it's just a good vibe. Like, so other people, they may not be in a good space, whatever, and me, I just try to, for at least a day or a couple hours, you know what I'm saying, take them away from that. And, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, well, then hopefully you can be with you that whole step from every emotion, and we'll end it with a laughing trip that if you don't get up and get out of, we're going to be stuck in it, where we're going to smile and giggle until our face hurts and our stomach is busting. That's my thing. Like, the mushrooms is not a depression thing. It's to enhance my good day already.
Well,
you feel me?
Well, a lot of people.
But
take
for other people, though, it's different.
And
but
that's
like
why I was gonna.
I think I've definitely. Okay, I'll tell you a story. I was with my ex one time, and it was just me and her. It was a great day. I wasn't really having a bad time, really. But I'm sure, like, you know, there's stuff in the back of your mind. You're just not dealing with it at the forefront.
I'm pretty sure we've all heard, like, it's a unanimous thing that when doing shrooms, it's based on the energy in the room.
100%.
You can't be in no bad. I mean, if you're gonna trip and all that, whatever, I just, you know what I'm saying, like, if you're going through some things, that's one thing, but even still, like, the energy of the room and the people you're around, even if you're in a bad space, is still gonna affect, like, how your next few hours go with the consuming the shrooms.
So,
that's,
you know, long story short, guys, is I started to feel like they were coming on strong, and you know, my ex at the time said, do you want to go outside, maybe have a cigarette and calm down, try to You know, you're gonna be fine. I'm telling you, you'll be fine. So let's go
Gonna be
outside and
okay.
relax. Okay. We went outside, and I don't know if it was maybe. I mean, obviously the mushrooms helped it, but she said, "Are you gonna be okay?" And I said, "I just don't want to really be too emotional." And without getting too emotional, I was able to really discuss quite a bit of things that I probably just never was comfortable
If you
talking
get
to her
into it, I
about.
promise you,
Yeah.
it'll open the third eye, like I'm sure we all have heard, and it's gonna it'll humble you. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you a little more sensitive and emotional to, you know what I'm saying, people and what they going through. It's a good thing. It does not. There's no bad parts of mushrooms unless you just take too many and have a bad trip.
Yeah,
You
I
feel any,
agree.
David?
Oh
You?
yeah. No, I think it's interesting to think about what you're saying when you think about psychedelic substances and like the good or bad trip,
Right.
and you get into kind of the more anecdotal effects of weed, and I think that there's a lot of room to imagine that some of those indica sativa feelings that you might ascribe to different strains could also be incidental to
Yeah.
good or bad trip. And just the
What space you're in.
vibe, you know, like
Yeah.
where you are.
Yeah, what's going on in your life, or just the energy in the room.
I always tell
period.
people, if you feel like the weed isn't working anymore, go get high somewhere new, and you'll have this profound
I
like,
can dig that.
oh God,
A
I'm
whole
so stoned
A whole
again,
new high experience.
because you use a psychoactive substance like
Either
weed
way,
in the same place all the time, and it begins to feel not
it's
the
just the
same.
normal.
It's just like normal.
It's just the
But if I
routine.
smoked a joint right now, it would be more akin to mushrooms or acid, right?
Right.
That it's so strong.
lit.
You know what's
You'd be
crazy?
lit up.
The first time
Yeah.
we smoked in here on camera,
Yeah.
I was so fucking faded, man.
Yeah.
Just, you know?
Blowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. That's crazy. I never even looked at weed like that, and I can definitely contest to that because, people, man, I've been smoking this for this, man, it ain't. But then, roll that shit back up and change your little routine with it, and I promise you keep on getting to where you was getting to. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you remember like the first time you ripped a bong or a dab.
What, sweating? I'm talking about paranoid, all of that. Like, man, I don't know if I should take the clothes off, put more clothes on. Yeah, it's bad. Well, not bad. It's just, consumed a lot of
Intense.
little
It's
time.
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's
not mad at
very
it at
intense.
all. Man.
I can't wait to do a nice dab on here. We should,
We'll do an episode where we'll review some wax. How about?
when we have
Oh yeah.
Grunchy come on, we should just do a dab
let's
anyways.
talk about that real quick. Upcoming things we
Very
got
cool,
going on for sure. What you got coming up? You said a sale coming up next week. We're celebrating the 6-month mark over at St. Paul Cannabis. What else? The near future for St. Paul Cannabis and David.
It's like we rolled it into like a group birthday party. It's
Okay.
Juneteenth Monday.
Yep.
It's going to be our Pride
Shout
sale.
out June. Yep. Okay.
And the 6-month thing.
Man, all
We
wrapped
had to
in
kind
one.
of
Man,
Get it all going
angel numbers
together.
and Miss threes.
The exact same
I
time.
hear
right?
you.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes,
This is
sir.
going to be good.
Go support that over at St. Paul Cannabis. For us, upcoming, who we got, man?
The Grunch.
We got Grunchy coming in.
That's exciting.
Green Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
David knows him personally as well.
You can have him roll.
Yeah, he does the
Maybe get it on
this
close up.
Absolutely, he does
that's-
literally this pre-roll in about 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes,
It's impressive.
hand rolled.
It's
It's
impressive.
perfectos with a wax worm. Man, listen, Grunchy's coming up.
Yeah.
We can't wait to get into that episode. Look forward to that. And
The hash hole is relatively new. When he was asking about new stuff, and I was thinking about it inside the scope
that
of
part,
cannabis.
That part, yeah,
and you
it's
think,
been.
oh, it's
you've
been
never
done. It's
really
been done.
seen people.
No, I've never.
like
the
this.
hash hole is different.
Different for
Yeah.
sure. And if you're not
You
don't know
say
what we're talking about, it's kind of like
Actual.
you just like roll weed over or with a
Like a little cylinder.
a little hash.
God, it's
worm
not
or-
easy.
Not a hash
And
worm,
it's
but
not easy.
Oh yeah, it's all about because it heats up quick. It's not hash.
It's like
It's
a
dabs or
Cannagar.
whatever
Yeah.
or wax or whatever, and then so like the middle of it is like the way you roll it. We'll let Grunchy explain it when we have him here on our
Yeah.
show.
It's
as
a
the next
fucking work
guest.
of art.
We'll also watch him roll it for us, so we'll have a couple that he already pre-rolled for us. So we'll also be reviewing those on our upcoming episode. So that'll be an honor and definitely a good day for sure.
Oh my god.
Have you guys ever made or smoked a Cannagar? That was a thing for a long
A specific?
time.
No,
Where
so-
you've got the stick.
Oh, I've seen
and
them.
You skewer
Because I
nugs
think
onto
Dub
it.
20 or something had them at
Yeah.
one point or his own brand of them, but I never got hold of them. Yeah, because it was always like out west or whatever, just
Yeah.
damn near inaccessible. To
When they wrap them, do they wrap them in sugar leaf from the plant?
Yeah.
I thought they were called TH cigars.
They can. I mean, that could be, you know,
That's
that could be a
good
brand.
name.
I think that is a brand because I was at one point trying to like get my claws into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, we'll just lock this in, and when it happens, boom, we'll have the name. But I digress. I didn't have one, and it is like it is probably on my list of
For sure.
things
It
I
holds
want to
up.
smoke.
Yeah, it
you
holds
know?
up, just a novelty item, man, to try if you haven't.
It smokes different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't quite pull as hard.
You
on
can't.
It.
I heard.
You
yeah,
can't,
it's almost almost a like slight
Yeah.
because otherwise it'll disrespect you. Yeah, I've seen videos
It's a
of
lot
him
of
walking
concentrate.
around and like letting people random people hit it, and it's almost like taking a straight dab hit.
Yeah, it's strong.
crazy.
Yeah, with all the oil in there. That's the part that's
Those
curious to
things
me.
Man,
I'm
gonna go and search for those. Let me know if you can find some.
Oh yeah, yep.
Same.
I smoked one and I was like uncomfortably high. Because even when I dabbed a lot, smoking flower is a little different.
Different. Yeah, for sure.
And when you've committed to an entire joint, as opposed to a dab or two, and you can stop. And we're driving around in the car and we're smoking this thing, and I'm like, dude, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The slice yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Too much.
Man, this fucking thing will not go out.
Yeah. And fuck it, just keep letting it smoke it eventually. So, you know what I'm saying? Either smoke itself out or whatever. We'll get back to it.
This is why I love doing the live chat. Is Liliana right now
The
is
cat
obviously
is
having
my
fun at
tripping.
home, whatever, watching this.
Man,
So
yeah.
there's a bunch of comments she's got
Oh yeah,
about the
no, we
green.
didn't need to turn him out, man.
We
But,
got to tell her, the cat is green.
Yeah, he went from white to green, man. We're gonna take.
She has
that,
like 4 or 5 questions.
Yeah, we're gonna take that though, man. To segue out of here. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to the episode today. Like I said, without you all, this is not possible. So the support is much appreciated. We love you all. It is an honor. Johnny, what you got for him?
Listen, guys, stay tuned. We got a sale coming up. St. Paul Cannabis. He's fucking letting it go. 25% off. Anything on the floor.
All week.
Go in there. Tell him I sent you. Don't be scared to name drop. Johnny sent me in here, and I promise you, he's like,
Podcast, man,
come here, let
by
me show
way
you
of-
these seltzers he loves. Let me show you the caramels he loves.
Yes, sir.
We got
Free shirts.
Yeah, we got to buy
T-shirts.
buy some stuff for them and do like giveaways with the show or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
little care
Like, we'll
packages
buy,
or whatever. For sure, for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What else? Guys, future projects coming up. We're going to be doing a joint venture. I can't give up too much information, damn it. But
we got some
Puff
things
Puff
in the
Paint.
works.
We're
Yeah,
talking
Puff and
private
Paint.
movies.
Yeah.
We're talking
Man, we got some infused ice
prepaid
cream.
pre-rolls, infused ice creams,
Yeah.
popsicles,
Man.
juices, nutcrackers. I can't say too much.
What is Puff Puff Paint though?
It's just a puff and paint thing.
We're gonna smoke weed and paint.
Have somebody.
That
It was
is-
something that we did over the 420 trip to Denver too, or whatever. And it's just a little vibe or whatever for a lot of people. So we'll
That's
try to put
awesome.
that together for you all and get a location and do it like that. But
Hey, we can do that here. We can set it up like all like whatever. Donate that to the cause or something like that. If I can do
man,
it.
much appreciated. That's definitely. I've been
Let's
having
do
a couple people ask you about like possibly coming to viewing studio or just coming to see what we do here at the MNPotcast and NBC Studios. So we gonna just definitely try to put some together for the viewers and some of our avid supporters. So we thank you all again, David. It was an honor. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you both for having me. Yeah.
We appreciate you so much. This is David from St. Paul Cannabis. I am Mr. The Avenue 612.
I am Johnny St. Cloud.
Man, this is the MNPotcast, man, and that's episode 4. We out the door, man.
Hey, you guys, have a good day.
Cheers.
Ever since day one, couple homies gotta know they some day ones. If you can't find a way, better make one. If the Jakes come, tell them I don't know nothing. Been a misfit ever since day one. Couple homies gotta know they some day ones. If you can't find a way, better make one. If the Jakes come, tell them I don't know nothing. My scenario usually the worst case. How I start last, ended up in first place. Man, I hate thinking back about my perk days, but I celebrate now like a birthday. And it's no way that I'll ever go back. Big stepping on shit like a doormat. Niggas steal so much game, need a low jack. I'm the last of my kind and there's no cap. So I trap out everything I walk in, and I turn those spots blue.